Hello, class. This is a review for your CS 111 final. What I'm going to do this time is break it up into sections so the videos are a little smaller and easier to work through. So first we'll cover section 1 and then go through everything. So section 1, it's multiple choice and some short answers. So I've highlighted the ones through 1 through 3 and I think a few more until we get to the short answer part. So method over writing is most closely related to what OOP principle, or OOP, object-oriented principle. That would be polymorphism. Late binding would also work, however, that's not one of the principles that we learned with our mnemonic API. So, question 2, if class C extends class B, which extends class A, which object is created first? So, basically, class C is a subclass of class B, which is a subclass of class A. Remember, the first argument in every constructor needs to be this or super. So super gets called prior to any initiation of the children classes, which then kind of rolls up. So you can kind of help remember this because super has to be called first, therefore that the parent has to be created before the child can get created. Therefore, class A is created first. When you model real world items as objects, what OO principle are you using? Here's all 4 different principles, and A would be the correct answer because it's abstraction. For question 4, what is the syntax to open a file for reading? Show the line of code that we use. So this is what we used last class, which is the scanner. So we create a new scanner object, and for example, scanner input equals new scanner, and then open parentheses, new file input stream, the file name, and that should allow you to create the file for reading. Question 5 was a little ambiguous. I should have been a little clearer on this one. However, we wanted to show kind of the exact same thing of opening a file for reading is how you open a file for writing and how do you append to the end of that file. I kind of left it a little vague, and I did clarify that on the actual midterm when I gave it. So, and another clue here is it gives you show the object creation of that. So essentially we would do the print writer out equals new print writer equal or open parentheses new file output stream open parentheses the file name comma true to append to the end of the file, and then close parentheses all the way to the end. Why is file not found exception not a good name? Basically, it implies that the file couldn't be found. However, a lot of times when we create that file, the more likely scenarios, some kind of security settings or permission issues, why the file couldn't be created. However, you do know that with that exception that it had to do with something with file creation or finding the file. What makes strings immutable besides Java? Basically, the immutable objects are objects that can't be changed in the middle. So a lot of times when we create our own objects, we can change the attributes of it. However, with a string, we cannot change the internal attributes of a string without creating a new string. So that in and of itself is that strings are always newly created makes it immutable, and we can't change any of the data inside the string object once it's created. What is the God object in Java, and what does every class in Java inherit from? We didn't really cover this in too much of a detail. However, I did talk about this in this semester, but the God object is the object class. If you look at Java docs, object is capital O-B-J-E-C-T. My apologies about that. And every class does inherit from that object. Again, here's another question that wasn't exactly covered. We did cover instance of, which tests if a class is an instant of. The difference here is instance of will test a hierarchy, so it will test the inheritance of objects, whereas get class, when you call that on an object, will actually just return you the class that the object was created from. And what do you need to surround the creation of or opening of a file? This is basically, those two things require you to just surround them with what's called, the try-catch block, so that you can handle different types of file exceptions or exceptions in general. Okay, that's going to be the end of section 1. I'll conclude this recording and then create a new one for section 2.